Hey guys, Mistmaster1 here, and welcome back to more Kingdom Hearts Funimix HD Proud Level 1. In the last episode, we started to tackle the Hades Cup right here. We took care of the first 20 seeds, got all the way down past Cerberus, and now we're going to explore the next 20 seeds this place has to offer. We also picked up the Shiva belt and have 9 MP, so that's pretty cool. Really quick before I get into this, just take my word for it because I'm too lazy to show you. I just stocked myself with 2 ethers and elixir. Now that all that has been handled, let's just get in there. From the 29th seed. Haven't changed my customizations around since last time. I still have Firaga, Blizzaga, and Kiraga customized, but I will be changing those relatively soon. Once we finish this next seed of 10, starting at seed number 29, we have Air Pirates and Air Soldiers. Blizzaga is now going to be put to even more use compared to what it was last episode, because you can see just how much destruction this spell actually contains. I mean, we just wiped out probably, I would say 70% of the enemies in just one little thing like that. I'm going to use another fire right here to... Oh, I just made Donald waste his MP. I'm sorry, buddy. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, well, it's all for the greater good. We got through that seed pretty easily. But don't take that lightly, because I would say around this part, once we get down to the lower 20s, this cup actually becomes pretty difficult, especially from seed 20 and onward to the end. We're going to use another few Blizzagas here just to make our life easier, and just simply like that, just all those Search Ghosts ate it in like 2 seconds flat. We also picked up Thundog at the end of the last episode, so I guess I'll show that off, but I'm not going to really be using it, solely for the fact that, as cool as it is, has a really nice hit range, but it does cost a whole bar of MP, whereas things like Blizzard, Fire, they only cost a bit of the orange bar that's on the side right there, so that's a lot more preferable for the sake of concealing, or... yeah, concealing, just not using our MP super aggressively. I'm gonna throw an ether right here, just for the hell of it. If you're at 6 MP, or if you're just 3 MP below what you could be at, it never hurts to throw the ether, especially with the way I'm handling this, where I'm using particular spells that just work better in general the more MP you have built up with the orange bar, and the orange bar is very particular because of the way, or because of the amount of MP that you have on you at one time. Also, you will notice that this little seed, I believe it was called Shadow Storm, and it said Shadow times question mark. You will get a few of these like these towards the end of the cup, and even just the next couple seeds after this, where it'll give you specific enemies, and it is a predetermined amount, but you basically have a complete army of specific Heartless you have to take down. For instance, we have ourselves like a giant group of Shadows to deal with right here, and you may think this really isn't that bad because they just go down really quick nonetheless. However, there are particular enemies that are much stronger than Shadows, some that are the hardest in the game even, and we will have to fight a complete army of those, and I'm not looking forward to that when the time comes. We will be fighting another wave similar to that in this video itself, but in the last 10 seeds especially, I believe there's 2 particular seeds where there's just a little army of Heartless you have to take care of, and it is a complete nightmare to manage. But thankfully, I don't have to deal with that in the next 20 minutes or so. We'll just have to deal with the next several seeds, the next 20 seeds, which is about 15 from now, and just making ridiculous work of these enemies. I feel kind of bad that I'm now using Blizzaga instead of Aroga, but I mean, at least I'm, you know, not using stuff as abusive, but that's gonna get cut short right here because we have ourselves opposite armor and several Dark Balls on the loose right quick. And I'm going to use Aroga once again because fighting opposite armor, he plays out just exactly the same as he did back in episode, it was like, what, 30? No, not 30. 15, actually. Yeah, because I fought him as soon as I could. He plays out exactly the same as he did then. He'll separate all this other stuff, just like how regular guard armor could do, except in a little bit of a more tight fashion, more concise fashion, more intimidating fashion. And really, just Aroga will make this fight easier. It makes fights easier in general for obvious reasons, but when you see stuff like this where he attacks you and stuff, you auto-parry that. You don't have to worry about specifically hitting the arms or the legs or whatever he's launching at you. And this is aside from the fight that we're going to have at the very end of this set of 10, this is the only fight I'm going to use Aroga on, solely to speed it up and just to make our lives easier. Because, I mean, honestly, I did say this in the last video, and I guess I'll reiterate it again. This is level 1. If you're not using your resources to the full max, and in this opportunity right here, it is in fact using Aroga to deal massive damage to this thing. Yeah, that's pretty much my point. I'm just gonna use whatever is the best to use in that situation. I also enjoy how opposite armor just disappears. There's no like animation or anything, it's just flat out gone. And we're gonna go right back to what we were doing before and just spam some Blizzaga, because honestly, the ultimate mob... Well, I don't know if I'd go as far to say it's the ultimate mob magic, but I mean, for how much it costs... I need to be really careful here, actually, because they're kind of being really aggro right now. I want to take one more hit so Donald heals me really quick, but, I mean, for how effective... Thank you, Donald, for the heal. For how little MP Blizzaga costs and for how effective it is for what it is honestly probably one of the best overall ways to deal with just mobs in general, because it uses a very small amount of MP, it covers a ridiculous area, and you can get it off really quickly. Those are the three things that are very important. Range, overall attack, and speed when initiating an attack. Right here, we're going to use a Gravira on these Wyverns, make our life easier, use Blizzaga once again, and that's it. I'm actually blowing through this. I know I said the cup gets a lot harder starting now, but I'm making these fights look stupidly easy, just because enemy placement happens to be going as well as it really needs to be. This seed can be tricky right here. Let's get rid of some Dark Balls right off the bat, if we can only get it down to one Dark Ball. And those guys actually did a nice number on this Dark Ball already. There we go. And now this becomes infinitely easier. The Dark Balls, obviously... I would say, like, the Wyverns in the Battleship that are there are kind of irritating, but Dark Balls are just everywhere. This is actually going surprisingly well. I've only had to use one Ether so far, and if I keep it up, that might be the case only. Yeah, I used the gravity on this guy. He is being a little docile, surprisingly. I've already covered all these Heartless, like I've said in pretty much every other cup we've seen here, and we've also finally visited every single world that this game has to offer. So it's more or less just about the strategy and dealing with the mobs and certain situations, as opposed to the overall Heartless strategy. Instead of specific enemies, we focus on the task at hand. And here we have the 20th seed, Cloud and Leon. This fight is really annoying. You have to prioritize who you're going to go after specifically, and if you want my personal advice, even though he's the less threatening of the two, go after Leon to start things off. Cloud will prove to be a nuisance across this thing, but Cloud is going to be really annoying to deal with anyway, and Leon being there to screw with you is going to just make things worse as it is, so... Get rid of the easy thing first, and, you know, just getting rid of one makes the fight infinitely easier already. So, Leon's already getting into that little phase with his sword here. Oh, here's something funny. Oh, it doesn't happen sometimes, but if you just let him attack you, occasionally when he swings his sword at you, it will actually dissipate back into its normal form. Okay, now I want to start getting in some more damage. I don't want to show it off specifically if it's going to get me killed, but just know that... Oh yeah, we can also reflect his little gunblade shot back at him with Aroga because of how based it is. There we go, you see how he attacked me while Aroga was up? It actually made his sword retract back to its normal phase, which is pretty hilarious. And Cloud has actually surprisingly not really been too offensive. He's kind of just been running around. Okay. This might be a little awkward, especially when they get like really close and stuff like this. You'll find it really annoying to actually get in hits on either of them because they kind of get close together. They can both help each other. But Leon should be close to death already. We've been super aggressive. Aurora has been doing a lot of damage. Aroga, whatever, same, you know, you can replace either or. And now that that's over with, we only have Cloud to focus on, and he is definitely the harder of the two to deal with. But now that he is on his own just to begin with, and Leon's not going to be there to screw with you, this fight just becomes easier in general. All you have to do is just make sure you're not making really stupid decisions like I kind of am right now. Bait him out to the point where you can just... Let's see, can I parry that? No, that's fine. Donald, he doesn't have any MP. Okay, I'm gonna just back off and heal now because I've been... Okay, this is good. Let's get in some damage here. Or not. Yeah, see, this is what I mean. If we try to take on Cloud first, Leon would still be after us while we're trying to deal with him. And you see how annoying Cloud can be with, you know, just his parries, how defensive he is. He's a much more threatening enemy than Leon ever can be. As much as I hate to say it, because I really like Leon too, but Cloud is the bigger badass in this fight, so I wouldn't screw with him until you are absolutely sure he's your only target in mind. Of course, they still do all their same attacks like they said before. There's nothing new. It's just you have to fight both of them now at the same time. Cloud should be getting close to that phase where he starts doing, yeah, just as I say it, he starts to do his little desperation move here, his Omni Slash. Same thing as usual, just wait it out, dodge roll at the last second to get some distance away from him. Like so, and let's get Aroga going again as soon as he becomes vulnerable again. That's good. Ah. You can be aggressive if you want. It doesn't work as well as Leon, obviously, because of the way just Cloud is designed to fight you and all that, but it still gets the job done, like, whatever. And that's pretty much all I have to say. Now all it is just a matter of time until Cloud's dead like that, and we have cleared the next set of 10. And for defeating the 20th seed, we get ourselves the Lionheart Keyblade. We don't get a magic upgrade, that will come after the 10th seed, but at least we got something else. And check this out, this is actually a new arena of the Coliseum that we get to fight in for the first time. And we have the 19th seed, the large trio. Oh god, let's run away from that. Yeah, let's just quit out. Of course, taking advantage of the same strategy I said in the last video, every 10 seeds it check marks you, so you can start from there. I'm just going to quickly put in some, I'm just going to put an ether in like so I'm fully stocked up. If you really want to, you could put in some elixirs, or like more than one elixir, because this next little set of 10 is very rough. And this is the official point where this cup starts getting very, very irritating. In fact, just in case things go awry, I am going to just quickly split the video here so I can, you know, not have to redo all this, so bear with me. Okay, now that all that is said and done, right before I get back in there, I'm going to switch my customizations from Firaga to Gravira and from Blizzaga to Stopra, because now we're going to need some really powerful magic to deal with some of the seeds that are coming up soon. Just take in this little area right here, it's really awesome. Has like the trees in the background and stuff, it's kind of like the Pegasus Cup, but just cooler looking and all that stuff. So first things first, let's group these large bodies together if we can help it. And let's use a Gravira to get things started, and probably a Blizzaga will finish them off, if not one more. Like so, there we go, now all we have left is a White Knight and a large body. I'm gonna see if I can take out this, oh, well, apparently not, because he's whooping me pretty bad. I want to take out this White Knight before I deal with the large body, because that guy is pretty slow. Okay, that's good. I'm actually gonna take a hit intentionally here, so Donald heals me really quick. Come on, Donald, help me out. Thank you. Okay, now that all that is said and done, let's use a Gravira, why not? Speed this fight up a little bit. And, you know, they don't take too many more hits after the fact once you've used one Gravira. Wow, I'm amazed that connected somehow, but okay. That's only a small taste of what this next set of 10 has to offer. That was already a little bit tricky just based off the enemy spawn. This one is even more tricky with the Blaze Bandits, or whatever that thing is called. Same thing as the last seed that we did. Let's use a Gravira to start things off. Let's get a Blizzaga going and get rid of the Fat Bandits right off the bat. Use a Blizzaga to get rid of you, and make pretty easy work of those guys. I'll throw an Ether. Actually, I probably should have gotten a few more hits in this next little seed and then thrown the Ether, but what are you gonna do? The thing is, you will eventually start to encounter Angel Stars and Invisibles and all the enemies of a sort very frequently starting now. So let's get that off. I'm just getting as many hits as I can. Let's use another Gravity for a good measure. That should kill them. Good, that's all I really care about. Stopper really lasts a long time on the large bodies. That's kind of humorous, actually. And now that we've dealt with that, let's just try to get our MP back up to where it was, because the main reason I want to in general just have high MP going around places and stuff like that for these next set of cups is specifically for the really strong Heartless. The Angel Stars and Invisibles most noted, and especially the Angel Stars, the worst Heartless that you could possibly deal with at level 1 under normal circumstances. Well, I say under normal circumstances in this method because this is not including certain Heartless we have yet to encounter that is very particular towards Synthesis. I need to be really careful here because Donald has no MP. Let me just chuck a Cure. You have to know your strengths and weaknesses. You have to know when's a good time to bail out, when's a good time to go in for the kill, stuff like that. And now let's just wait this out a little bit longer with physical hits to gain back some MP. I could just use a little Ether if I really wanted to and just have that be the end of it and not have to worry about my MP. But I really want to hold on to my MP recovery items for as long as possible, otherwise this is just going to be a complete mess by the end of things. If you don't believe me, you will soon see why. We've gone through the first few fights in this little set of 10, but now things start to get annoying. Remember that whole, like, Shadow Storm seed we fought just a little while ago? Now this is the Darkball Storm, and as you can imagine, yeah, now we have ourselves a bunch of these Dark Balls that we have to deal with. I despise Dark Balls almost as much as I despise Angel Stars and Invisibles because they are just as annoying to deal with. That could be bad. Let's get that off. This should die really quickly. Okay, good. Now there's only 2 left. Maintaining our MP pretty well. But the worst is yet to come for this seed because, as you know, the largest wave spawns at the very end. We had ourselves, what, like 5 of them right there? That was a nice voice crack, by the way. Now we will have a lot to deal with on this last seed really quick. That was still not very difficult on the whole. Like, this guy's about to get knocked out. There we go. Check this out. We have 12 of these things to deal with. We need to get Blizzagas off really fast, as soon as possible, to get rid of as many of the mob as possible, because they will quickly overrun the entire field like this if you aren't fast enough. I need to get off more Blizzagas really quickly. It's kind of stressing the whole point that if you don't get... Like, the big thing with a lot of the cups, or a lot of the seeds in this cup, is the faster you can prevent things from getting worse, the better off you're gonna be. And in this case, if I let a lot of those Dark Balls run around without taking care of a majority of them at the get-go, this would be a lot more chaotic. It was already pretty chaotic after I killed off like a third of them. If all of them are still alive and I did not act so diligently at the very beginning to just get rid of some of them at the last little wave they spawned in there, that would have been a much bigger mess. But thankfully, we handled it.
That's the power of the Keyblade.
There will be particular spawn waves of Invisibles and Angel Stars and all that kind of crap in the last 10 seeds, and I'm not looking forward to it. Thankfully, we have ourselves a little bit of a breather here, because now we go back to basic Heartless. Stuff that's nowhere near as annoying to deal with. Okay, that's good. I'm going to handle you. If I could get rid of you, that'd be great. I want to see if I can get myself to 6 MP. I will throw this Aether really quick just so I can have 9, have that Elixir in case of emergency. I may or may not resort to using it. It's really going to depend. Let's get rid of this Search Ghost here. But yeah, I'm honestly a little terrified with what else this cup has to offer, because to be perfectly 100% honest, I don't think we've had anything super intimidating. Like, I mean, I suppose the one thing would be Cloud and Leon, because I was kind of getting ahead of myself there. But if there's anything that will murder you in this cup, it is the absurd mob fights you will have towards the end of it. Here we have ourselves an Invisible, some Wizards, and a Fat Bandit. I recommend get this Wizard out of the way, like so. Get a Gravity off if you can help it. Get another Gravity off to be absolutely certain. There we go. That thing needs like 2 hits. 1 hit even. Okay, good. Now that all that's set and done, I would say to focus on the Wizards really quick, but the thing is, they can shoot you, or the Fat Bandits can shoot you from a distance either way, and they have a lot of health. Like, see, they can do this little fireball attack that covers a lot of ground anyway, so it really... You kind of can't alienate or, you know, prioritize certain Heartless, because they're ultimately going to achieve the same sort of thing. Like, no matter which Heartless I started with, I would be at risk of getting shot from pretty much anywhere across the field, so, I mean, I just chose the Fat Bandits because they're a little bit easier to work with, they're slower, they do have more HP, but of course, them being really slow gives me ample time to deal with them before the Wizards can really get in there. This is seed number 13. This is a little bit of a break, to be honest, because the only real threats in this particular seed is the Fat Bandits. So let's just get that off. Okay, that's good. If I could get a Blizzaga, that'd be fantastic. I want to get rid of those Fat Bandits as soon as possible. Wow, really nice. Okay. Now that all that's been said and done, let's recharge our MP once again, and I will warn you, the no, not the next seed, but seed number 11 is the most daunting one we've had to face so far, just because of how chaotic it could possibly be. We've held out really well so far, we have that elixir in case of emergency, and just having it this far down the line in this set of 10 is really good. Interceptors, 3 defenders, this is still not very challenging either. It's honestly more of a break to be... yeah. It's more of a break from other stuff we've had to fight. These guys, again, are pretty slow. They're only really annoying when you're really close to them. One Gravira in, like, maybe 10 hits will finish one off, so... yeah, really not too intimidating, to be perfectly honest. I'd much rather fight these things than the next sea we're going to be fighting. That's good. Now I'm going to spend the rest of this just trying not to take damage and building my MP back by just regularly comboing this guy. That's so far so good. Oh, jeez. Okay. Shooting some Blizzard, that's good. He's not snapping at me like he can occasionally do. This is really nice. I'm getting all my MP back. I haven't taken damage. I'll be at full health for the next little fight here. Good. Wow, I'm amazed. That actually went pretty much as well as it could possibly go. This is the scariest fight we've had to deal with so far, so be ready for it. You're going to have 3 Invisibles and 2 Angel Stars. I'm going to say that out front because it's very important you deal with this immediately. Spam stop on your shortcut immediately like so, and we're just going to try to get rid of these Invisibles as soon as possible. That should deal with all of them. I'm just going to double check to make sure. Wait for the stop to wear off. 2 Graviras and all that stuff should work out. Okay, good. Now we have some Angel Stars. Let's use... oh my god, this went... absolutely beautifully. Amazing. Okay, good. That is exactly the thing that you want. I made it look 100 times easier than that could potentially be. Getting that stop off immediately, getting the gravities done, that was really nice.
Yo, hey, how you doing, everybody? Yeah, got a minute? Hades, Lord of the Dead, nice to see you. Hey, guess what? I got a place for you.
And we have the 10th seed. This is a boss fight, of course, and this is Hades. So for some reason, he's not the top seed in his own cup, but I mean, what are you going to do? I guess you can't win them all. He can shoot a little fireball out of his, well, a little fire shot, rather, out of his little palm there. He can disperse this little fire around like so, but you can, it's a little tricky to deal with. If you want to, I'm really tempted to use my elixir, but I'm trying to hold back for the time being. Let me get off a heal real quick, okay? A Blizzard will disperse that immediately, but if you can just cut in the middle when he sticks his arms out like that, you can just cut in with a physical attack. After you've dealt a little bit of damage to him, he'll do this across the fight. He'll create this little firewall attack, where he'll spread his arms out and he'll basically cover the entire arena, and you have to do your best to pretty much just deal with it. He also has this little fireball attack like so. Speaking of which, let's get a rogue off so we can auto-parry that. And if you hit it back at him, he will be stunned for a little bit. And that's pretty much everything that he can do. He can be a little bit aggressive and just run up to you and try to slap you in the face and all that stuff. Shoot little fire out of his hands. He shoots a fireball with his, like, he'll generate fireballs like this, but you can automatically parry it with the Roga. Really nice. And then he gets a little aggressive like that. Sometimes he'll just cool right down like so, and then he'll just go back to his little same old tactic here. You can use a Blizzaga to disperse that attack immediately, and then get right back into the offensive like so. And pretty much repeat that throughout the entire fight. He's honestly not too difficult. He's just more of a tedious boss fight than a difficult boss fight. We've pretty much established the difference across those 2 different boss types if you've been watching this whole series up to this point so far. But in case you haven't, just take my word for it. Let's get Aroga back off so we can auto-parry that fireball, like so, get in some more damage while while the Aurora part of Aroga is dealing some damage. Careful not to get super over-the-top aggressive, because Hades can deal a lot of damage to you very quickly if you're not paying attention. Like I said, he's not difficult, but like literally every fight at level 1, if you try to be too aggressive and impatient and not defensive enough, you can get wiped out very quickly. This fight is no exception to that. But just rinse and repeat the same things over and over again, and you're pretty much set to go. Nothing else to really explain here. Let's get a Rogue off once again. Okay, that might not have been my best move. Okay, never mind, it was. Deal that. Make sure we always have 1 MP readily available in case of emergencies. Good, let me get a heal off there. And Hades should be close to death already. He will probably get off 1 or 2 more of those before I can kill him, but just to give you perspective, we've probably drained about 80% of his health, if not more. Party members, really not a big deal in this fight. When it's a one-on-one fight, they go down pretty easily, and there we go. Hades has been defeated. We just cleared the next set of 10.
you doing? Stop! Hey guys, get away from me! Oh, come on!
And it sounds like Cloud and Cerberus gave him a little bit of a whooping there. And Gravir has been upgraded to Graviga. And we get Instance Report 8 on top of that. And now we have all fully upgraded magic spells aside from Stop Raga, which is the final spell for Stopra. Or Stop in general, but Stopra goes to Stop Raga when you've done that. And we have now made it to the final 10 fights of the Hades Cup. But first, we are going to quit out. And then Invisible just completely stabbed me in the face. That was great. So yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it. We have now, and I got to hold on to that elixir too. That's really good news. Yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it for now. We have made it all the way to the top 10 seeds of the Hades Cup, just like it would be in any other ordinary cup that has 10 seeds. And in the next episode, we will take on the Hades Cup for the last time to take care of the last 9 seeds that are available, and that should call it there. So, thank you again for watching. I've been Mistmaster1. This has been episode 48 of Kingdom Hearts Final Mix HD Proud Level 1. And in the next episode, let's finish off the Hades Cup for good. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.